Hi, I am Katie Excoffier, so I'm Sustainability Manager at Genentech in South San Francisco. We are a large campus. Most of you know what we do. We make, we manufacture, design and manufacture biotech drugs, cancer drugs, drugs for unmet medical needs. So we're a large campus, about 60 buildings and about 13,000 employees. And much of our water footprint is because of our manufacturing. And we've spent a lot of time in the past focusing on that kind of water use, since it's where we would get the biggest bang for our buck. But it's also very difficult to reduce manufacturing water use because everything we do is validated by the FDA. And so any changes that we make are very long-term changes. We've been, I'm overall sustainability manager, and we've been publishing our sustainability goals and performance for a number of years. Our first goals were set back in 2005. But most of our water initiatives until recently have been about manufacturing. In April of this year, we announced our 2009 to 2014 water goal results. And at our last set of goals were based on water use per kilogram of manufactured product. And the graph looks great. We reduced 87% per kilogram of product. And we accomplished that by really increasing our efficiency of making our products. But in reality, our water use was pretty much flat or up a little bit, while our production was way up. So we still knew we had a long way to go and wanted to make sure that for our next set of goals, we chose a goal for absolute water reduction. In 2012, we joined something called the U.S. Green Building Council's Best Buildings Challenge, where we committed to, in 2 years, reduce energy, water, and waste by 20%. And this really opened our eyes to other kinds of water conservation besides just manufacturing. We've been so focused on that big chunk of 60% of our water use, but during the Best Buildings Challenge, we chose 5 buildings to compete. None of them were manufacturing buildings. So we started to look at how much water those buildings were using and where. And we started piloting different kinds of solutions in these different buildings. And we learned a lot. We learned that grass lawns really use a lot of water. And when you're just looking at that and not comparing it to your manufacturing water, it's really significant. So we did a few things as part of the Best Buildings Challenge. We piloted replacing our lawns, part of lawns in one place with drought-resistant landscaping. We looked at higher efficiency toilets when we did remodels. One of our big aha moments was that whenever we did a air conditioning and HVAC improvement in one of our buildings for the energy efficiency, we would save a whole bunch of water at the same time because of that combination of energy and water. And in buildings where we had cooling towers in particular, by improving HVAC efficiency, we could save a lot of water. So we also used this technique this challenge to engage our employees in those 5 buildings. And we started to get a lot of employee interest in water. So as the drought news started to build, employees got more and more interested in water, and we used this challenge as a way to educate employees more about water. We ended up being very successful in the 5 buildings. We reduced water use an average of 33%, which was just within those 5 buildings a savings of 12.5 million gallons over the 2 years. So we were well positioned as the drought got worse to start looking at what we had learned in the Best Buildings Challenge to apply it across our campus. And as the mandate came down on water reduction, and all of our management started saying, what are we doing about the drought? What are we doing about the drought? And fearing that it was going to interfere with our production, we were able to kind of split our efforts to have some really short-term quick wins at the same time as not letting up on the focus on the longer-term, bigger projects. So we beefed up our team and started working on both of those things at the same time. We also set our 2020 goals, our next set of goals, and so we set a 20% water reduction goal between 2010 and 2020. We put together a water summit to share best practices with our other Genentech sites around California. And then we benefited by our parent company, Roche. We're owned by a Swiss pharmaceutical company. They switched from putting a bonus into all of our paychecks once a year for hitting an energy goal. They changed it to something called EcoBalance. And EcoBalance it includes energy, water, waste, all kinds of things, but they put in a multiplier for waste if you were in a water-constrained area. So for us, water ends up being as big of an impact as electricity use now. And people get the message, employees get the message when they see that it's going to be part of their bonus. So that's helped us to get people's attention. So our quick wins, the easiest thing to do was just turn off the water to all the lawns. And employees had been nagging us about this. Our employees are super concerned about the drought, and they say, why do you keep watering your lawns? So we actually stopped watering our lawns like in last October, but they just kept staying green. We have so much dew in the morning and stuff. So finally those lawns went brown. We like to call them gold. So we're installing these gold is the new green signs all around all of our golden lawns. Like other people were talking about, we stopped washing our buses. You've seen all of our Genentech buses probably running around. So they're a little dirtier these days. And we continued to implement some of the other things that I talked about from the Best Buildings Challenge. The longer term projects, so mostly manufacturing, but some other ideas as well. We have to make a lot of high quality water through a reverse osmosis system, and with that process you end up with a lot of reject water that's really very clean. So we've been working on funneling that water, the reject water, over to our cooling towers, and that's saving millions of gallons every year. And we're increasing the number of systems that are doing that sort of thing all the time. We're also looking into a bigger wastewater treatment system that would be able to take manufacturing water and use it, put it into the purple pipes that we've installed in our new buildings. We have purple pipes for recycled water, but we don't have a source of recycled water yet. So we're hoping that either we get water from manufacturing or we get water from the city, so we're exploring all of those things. And then we're also, the diagram there is a product called Aquacell, that's sort of a self-contained gray water recycling system. We're building a new employee center that will have a gym and a laundry. And so we're wanting to take the water from the laundry and the showers and use it for irrigation and toilets. So that's being designed into our new building right now. And this is my last slide, you'll be happy to know. We try to use all of our sustainability initiatives as a way of educating our employees about the impacts they have at home. We want them to be good stewards of the environment, both at work and at home. But if you actually think about, we've got 13,000 employees, think about what their impact is at home, it's actually bigger than what Genentech's impact is. So if we can use our voice to talk to all of our employees about the importance of water efficiency, we can accomplish a lot. So we had a kids art contest that went over great. We've got employees putting stickers up in restrooms, and then we had a gray water webinar series that we ran to teach employees about how to put in a laundry to landscape system in their homes. So those are just a handful of the few things that we do to try to raise awareness. And I think that's my last slide. Yep.